The stars above shone cold and distant. In the quiet of space, most of the galaxy believed Earth was just another small, unimportant planet. Its people were rarely invited to galactic summits. Messages sent to distant councils often went unanswered. The humans were underestimated, almost invisible in the eyes of advanced civilizations. Captain Alex Harper leaned back in his chair, staring at the blinking lights of the control console. The bridge of the starship Horizon hummed with quiet energy. Around him, the crew worked with practiced precision. Despite the apparent calm, there was a tension in the air. Something was coming, but no one yet knew what. Harper was not tall, but his presence filled the room. His brown eyes scanned the display, noting a series of strange readings from the edge of the solar system. He frowned. "Lieutenant Kara Fields, what do you make of this?" he asked, pointing to the sensor readouts. Kara, a sharp young officer with short black hair, studied the screen. "Sir, the readings don't match any known fleet signatures. It's huge. Whatever it is, it's moving fast. And it's coming from the void beyond the Oort cloud." Harper's brow furrowed. "Could it be pirates?" Kara shook her head. "No, sir. Pirates don't have the technology to jump this far, this fast. This is something else. Something bigger." Harper nodded slowly. "Alert the Earth Command. Get every available vessel ready. I have a feeling we won't have much time." Meanwhile, in a distant part of the galaxy, the Council of the Zorathians gathered. They were a tall, blue-skinned species with long arms and glowing eyes. They prided themselves on their intelligence and military might. To them, humans were an afterthought, a primitive species not worth their attention. Ambassador Lorith, the council leader, spoke calmly, but with a hint of frustration. "These humans, they ignore our messages, refuse our treaties. And yet, they continue to survive on that small, harsh world." "How?" Another council member, Rixal, hissed. "Their planet is a death world. Life there is violent and harsh. The humans adapt. They survive. That is unsettling." Lorith nodded. "Yes. And yet we send our fleets to the outer worlds, to enforce control, to gather resources. We have ignored them for too long. Perhaps it is time we remind them who truly rules the stars." Back on Earth, life went on as usual. In New Chicago, a city rebuilt after decades of environmental collapse, people hurried through crowded streets. Among them, young scientist Claire Benson walked briskly, a data pad clutched to her chest. Her eyes sparkled with curiosity and worry. She had spent years studying the unusual readings coming from the edge of the solar system. Nobody else paid much attention. Earth's governments were too busy with trade disputes and internal politics. But Claire knew something was coming, something that might change everything. She entered the Global Defense Laboratory, a towering structure of steel and glass, humming with energy and activity. Inside, Commander Jack Harris, a veteran of Earth's few space conflicts, waited. He was a man of few words, with graying hair and a steady demeanor that commanded respect. "Claire," he said without ceremony, "what do you have for me?" "Visit." Claire tapped her data pad. "Commander, the Horizon detected a massive fleet approaching the solar system. They're moving faster than anything we've recorded. I can't identify their technology, but their energy signatures are off the charts." Harris studied the data carefully. His jaw tightened. "How soon?" "Days, maybe hours," Claire replied, her voice trembling slightly. "If we don't act fast, Earth won't even see them coming." Harris nodded. "We'll mobilize the fleet. Call every trained pilot, every capable ship. It's time Earth shows the galaxy we are not to be ignored." Far away, on a remote Deathworld colony, rugged and harsh, people were used to surviving in extreme conditions. There, on the jagged mountains of Raikal IV, a small group of humans trained in combat and survival. They were called the Deathworlders. Life had made them strong, fast, and fearless. Among them, Captain Luke Morgan led his squad. His face was weathered, his eyes sharp, and his hands scarred from years of fighting through harsh storms and savage wildlife. Luke looked at his team. Mara, a quick and clever strategist. Ben, a giant of a man with unmatched strength. And Lila, a sharpshooter who never missed her mark. They had been preparing for threats like this their whole lives. They knew the galaxy was dangerous, but nothing had prepared them for what was coming. Luke spoke with quiet intensity. The rest of the galaxy ignores us. They think we are weak because our world is harsh. But we survive where others die. And when they come, we will be ready. Mara tilted her head. Do you really think it's them? The ones from beyond the void? Luke nodded. I feel it in my bones. The Council is moving fleets, and they think we are just a backwater planet. They don't know what we can do. If we see that. Meanwhile, aboard the alien vessels approaching the solar system, fleets of unknown ships moved with terrifying precision. Thousands of vessels, some sleek and deadly, others massive and slow but heavily armed. The alien commanders were confident, almost arrogant. Commander Trix, a sharp-minded alien with green eyes, surveyed the galaxy ahead. Earth is primitive, he said. It will not be difficult to subdue. Yet, even as they spoke, strange signals reached their sensors. Small, fast-moving ships darted in unexpected patterns, evading detection. The aliens paused, confused. What is this? Trix demanded. These humans. They are not standing still. On Earth, Claire and Harris watched as the first scouting vessels appeared on the radar. Small, agile ships, unlike anything they had faced. Harris clenched his fists. They are testing us. Good. Let them come. At the same time, Luke and his Deathworlders prepared to leave their harsh home. They loaded their ships with supplies, weapons, and their unbreakable resolve. Luke addressed his team one last time. This is what we were born for. The galaxy may have ignored us, laughed at us, even feared us. But now, they will see the strength of humans who live on death worlds. We are not weak. We are the future, and we will not back down. The Deathworlders boarded their ships, engines roaring to life. Outside, the skies of Rekal IV glowed with the light of countless stars, and far beyond, in the void, the alien fleet approached, confident and unaware. Claire watched from Earth Command. This is it, she whispered. The moment no one thought would come. The humans of Death Worlds. They are about to show the galaxy what we are capable of. As the alien ships drew closer, the first warning shots were fired. Missiles streaked through space, met by countermeasures from Earth's defenders. Explosions lit the darkness, metal and fire dancing against the backdrop of stars. But the real shock was yet to come. The Deathworlders, appearing suddenly from hidden warp points, struck with speed and ferocity. Their ships were small, fast, and nearly invisible, until they struck. Alien commanders gaped in disbelief as their massive vessels were disabled in minutes by precise, coordinated attacks. Luke's voice crackled over comms. We are not what you expected, and we are only getting started. The galaxy had ignored Earth for too long. The Deathworlders were here, and everything was about to change. Even Ambassador Lorith, watching through alien transmissions, could hardly believe what he saw. Impossible, he muttered. These humans, they fight like nothing we've ever seen. In New Chicago, Claire smiled despite the fear. They finally understand, she said softly. They finally understand what it means to face humans who were born to survive the impossible. And somewhere, deep in the void, the rest of the galaxy began to whisper warnings. The humans of Earth, underestimated for so long, were no longer alone. The Deathworlders had arrived, and they carried the fire of a planet that refused to bow. The stars above shone brighter than ever, reflecting the rising power of humanity. The void of space was alive with flashes of light and streaks of metal. Alien ships exploded one by one as the Deathworlders struck with precision and speed. On the bridge of the horizon, Captain Alex Harper's heart raced. He had seen humans fight before, but nothing like this. "Sir, they're moving faster than predicted," reported Lieutenant Kara Fields. Her fingers flew across the console, tracking dozens of enemy vessels being disabled in seconds. "It's like they know every move before it happens." Harper's eyes narrowed. "They've trained for this their whole lives. Every human from the Deathworlds knows how to survive. Every strike counts. And now, the galaxy will see it." Far above Earth, the alien fleet reeled in confusion. Commander Trix could not believe what he saw. His massive ships, armed with energy cannons and shields stronger than anything he had faced, were being torn apart by smaller, faster human vessels. "These humans," Trix growled, his claws clenching. "They are precise. Too precise. How can they do this?" The answer, unknown to the aliens, lay in the harsh worlds the humans came from. Planets like Rykal IV, where the Deathworlders were trained, had environments that would kill ordinary beings. Storms that could tear a man in half, predators faster and stronger than any human, and terrain that would crush a careless traveler. These were the places where the Deathworlders learned to adapt, survive, and strike without warning. Captain Luke Morgan's voice came over the comms to all ships in the Deathworlder fleet. "Focus on the command ships first. Take them down, and the rest will fall into chaos. Stay sharp, move fast, and never let them see your plan until it's too late." Mara leaned over the controls in her ship. "Luke, the smaller ships are evading us. Should we go after them?" Luke shook his head. "Ignore the small ones for now. The big ones make the rules. Take down the leaders, and the others will scatter." The first alien command vessel loomed before them, enormous and heavily armored. Its surface bristled with weapons, its engines glowing with immense energy. Yet, as the Deathworlders approached, the vessel's shields faltered under rapid-fire attacks from small, agile ships. Lila, at the targeting station, focused intensely. Her fingers moved like lightning over her console. "Got it. One more shot and it's done." A pulse of energy tore through the alien command ship, and with a roar, it exploded into fragments. Pieces of its hull drifted through space like deadly stars, crashing into other ships, causing chain reactions. On the alien bridge, Commander Trix's fury erupted. Fall back, and regroup." But it was too late. The humans did not stop. Their ships struck again and again, each attack more precise than the last. The aliens realized, slowly and painfully, that the humans were not just reacting, they were anticipating every move. Back on Earth, Claire Benson watched the battle unfold on multiple screens. "They're doing it," she whispered, her voice filled with awe. "They're showing the galaxy what humans can do." Commander Jack Harris stood behind her, silent for a moment. Then he nodded. "It's exactly what we trained for. No one thought humans could fight like this. But these people, the Deathworlders, they make the impossible look easy." Luke Morgan's ship weaved through the chaos, leading his team with unmatched skill. "Ben, Mara, Lila," he said over comms. "We hit their supply lines next. Cut off their reinforcements, and leave them stranded." Ben, a massive man with muscles like iron, grinned. "I like the sound of that." Mara adjusted her scanners. "I see the convoys. They're moving supplies to the front lines. If we take them out, the fleet will collapse." The Deathworlders split into smaller groups, striking the alien supply lines from multiple angles. Their ships darted in and out, invisible until they struck. Missiles and energy blasts tore through the convoys, leaving wreckage in their wake. On the alien side, panic spread. Ships that had once been confident and organized were now scattered, trying desperately to regroup. Commander Trix roared orders, but his voice was drowned by the chaos. "This is impossible," one of his lieutenants hissed. "How can these humans do this? They should be easy to destroy." "They adapt," Trix growled. "They survive where we cannot. And now, they are attacking with the fury of their planet. We underestimated them." Meanwhile, on Recal IV, the Deathworlders' homeworld, other humans watched the battle unfold via secure transmissions. Young recruits, hardened by their planet's harsh conditions, cheered. They had trained for this moment, though many had never left their Deathworlds before. "We'll show them," one young man said to his friend. "No one tells humans what to do. Not ever." Back in space, the alien fleet began to crumble. Their ships were massive and powerful, but they were slow, rigid, and unable to anticipate the humans' sudden, unpredictable strikes. One by one, command ships were destroyed. Supply lines were cut. Smaller escort vessels were tricked into ambushes, where the Deathworlders' ships struck with deadly precision. Luke Morgan's voice was calm, almost casual, as he coordinated his team. "Keep pressure. Don't let them rest. Every second counts. Remember, the galaxy thought they could ignore us. They thought we were weak. They were wrong." Kara Fields, monitoring the battle from the horizon, could barely believe what she saw. "They're unstoppable. It's like they are born for this." Alex Harper nodded. "They are. Every Deathworlder is trained to survive the impossible. That's why they are here. That's why the galaxy will never forget them." The alien commanders began to realize that they had made a grave mistake. They had underestimated Earth, ignored its warnings, and dismissed its people. And now, they were paying the price. Trix gritted his teeth. "Prepare the final strike. We destroy Earth's defenses and end this." But it was too late. The Deathworlders had already anticipated it. Ships moved into position, cutting off escape routes. Missiles struck before the aliens could even fire. The massive vessels, once symbols of alien power, were now burning wrecks drifting through the stars. Luke's team moved with disciplined coordination. Ben's ship rammed a key cruiser, disabling its engines. Mara and Lila struck from above and below, finishing it off before it could recover. "Good work," Luke said over comms. "But stay sharp. There's always another threat." On Earth, Claire and Harris watched as alien ships were destroyed in record numbers. "They're winning," Claire said, disbelief in her voice. Harris's jaw was set. "Not just winning. They are proving something. They are showing the galaxy that humans are not to be ignored." Even as the battle raged, other fleets from distant star systems began to observe. They had heard of Earth, of the Deathworlds, but never believed the stories. Now, watching humans dismantle a technologically superior alien fleet, they whispered among themselves. "They are extraordinary," one observer said. "They survive what no one else can," another replied. "And they strike with the precision of a predator born to hunt." Back in space, Luke's team paused for a moment to regroup. The debris of alien ships floated around them, a testament to their skill and determination. "We've done damage, but the fight is not over," Luke said. "The galaxy will not forget this, but we must be ready for what comes next." "Earth is just the beginning." Mara nodded. "They'll come back stronger." Luke looked at her, his eyes fierce. "Let them. They will learn the hard way. Humans of Deathworlds do not back down. We survive. We adapt. And we strike when least expected." As the Deathworlders prepared for the next wave, the aliens retreated, leaving fragments of their once mighty fleet behind. Trix and his commanders were humiliated. Their pride shattered. They had underestimated the humans, and now they knew the cost of that mistake. On Earth, celebrations were quiet but meaningful. Claire smiled at the screens, knowing the fight was far from over, but feeling hope for the first time in decades. They have shown us what it means to be human, she said softly. Harris placed a hand on her shoulder. And now, the rest of the galaxy will see it too. Above all, in the darkness of space, the Deathworlders flew onward. A small fleet against the vast galaxy, but unstoppable in their courage and skill. The first strike had been a warning, a message written in fire and metal. The galaxy would never ignore them again. Luke Morgan's voice echoed across the comms one last time for the day. We've won today. But tomorrow, we make sure they remember us. They remember the humans who survived the impossible. And far away, the stars shone brighter than ever, reflecting the power and resilience of a species the galaxy had once dismissed, but would never underestimate again. The alien fleet had retreated, leaving destruction in its wake. Their ships burned in the darkness of space, wreckage drifting like dead stars. For the humans of Earth, it was a victory, but it was only the beginning. Captain Alex Harper stood on the bridge of the horizon, his eyes scanning the endless black beyond the planet. This was just the first wave, he said. His voice was calm but serious. They will come back. They always do. Lieutenant Kara Fields nodded. Sir, sensors indicate their surviving ships are regrouping near the edge of the Orion cluster. They are calling reinforcements. Harper clenched his fists. Then we need to be ready. Every ship, every fleet, every human trained for combat, mobilize them. They will not expect the strength that Earth can bring. Across Earth, cities buzzed with activity. Governments and civilians alike were shaken by the reality of war in space. People who had never thought about aliens were now aware that their survival depended on preparation. In New Chicago, Claire Benson coordinated scientists and engineers working to improve Earth's defenses. We need faster ships, better weapons, stronger shields, she said. The Deathworlders can handle combat, but the planet needs protection too. Commander Jack Harris stood beside her, his face grim. And we need every able pilot ready. These humans are our shield and spear, but even they cannot fight alone. Meanwhile, on the Deathworld of Rykal IV, Luke Morgan and his team surveyed the battle debris. Mara adjusted her scanner, watching for any signs of hidden enemy vessels. Luke, she said, the aliens will be back. And they won't come alone this time. Luke nodded. I know. But we've shown them what we can do. They will remember the price of underestimating humans. Ben flexed his massive arms. Let them come. We're ready. Lila, eyes focused, added. Ready or not, they will not survive our next strike. Far across the galaxy, the news of the first encounter spread quickly. Other species, who had long dismissed Earth, were now whispering in fear. Transmission after transmission, reports came in about the Deathworlders' incredible speed, precision, and ruthlessness. They survived a fleet we thought would crush them in minutes, one alien observer muttered. They are not ordinary humans, another said. They adapt, they strike, and they survive where no one else can. On Earth, Claire studied the reports coming in from distant telescopes and listening posts. She tapped the datapad, her brow furrowed. The galaxy is watching us now. Some will be afraid, others curious. But one thing is certain, Earth cannot stay quiet any longer. No. Commander Harris nodded. The Deathworlders showed their strength. But it is not just about showing it. We need alliances. We need support. And more importantly, we need to be ready if the aliens come back stronger. Luke Morgan and his team received messages from Earth Command. The aliens were not just regrouping, they were calling more fleets, sending for reinforcements from distant systems. It was clear that the galaxy's powers were beginning to take notice of the humans of Deathworlds. "We need to train faster," Mara said. "There will be more attacks. They will learn from their mistakes and come back with better strategies." Luke looked at her, his expression calm but determined. "Then, we train faster. We adapt. We survive. That is what humans do. And when they return, we will be ready for them. And we will make them regret every ship they lost." Back on Earth, scientists worked to enhance Earth's defensive network. Claire and her team developed new energy shields that could protect cities from alien attacks and even withstand some attacks from space. Engineers improved fighter ships, making them faster, more agile, and armed with advanced weaponry. "The aliens think they are superior," Claire said to her team. "They believe their technology alone can defeat us. They are wrong. Humanity's strength is more than machines. It is will, courage, and the ability to survive anything." On the Deathworlds, training intensified. The harsh conditions that had shaped the Deathworlders for generations became even more extreme. Pilots practiced maneuvers in deadly storms. Soldiers honed their combat skills against the planet's predators, and strategists like Mara studied enemy tactics to predict their next move. Luke addressed his team one evening, standing on a ridge overlooking the jagged landscape of Raikal IV. "The galaxy thought they could ignore us. They thought we were weak. They were wrong, and we will show them again. Even stronger this time. Each battle we fight is not just for survival, it is a message. A message that humans of Deathworlds are unstoppable." The next day, Earth's fleet assembled near the outer planets. Hundreds of ships, from small agile fighters to massive capital ships, were ready to defend the planet. Deathworlders from multiple colonies had joined, bringing their experience and unmatched skills. Alex Harper stood on the flagship's bridge, watching the crew prepare. "We fight, not just for Earth, but for every human outpost in the galaxy. We cannot fail. Not now." Kara Fields tapped the console. "Sir, the aliens are moving again. Sensors show multiple fleets converging near the Kuiper Belt. They've learned from their first encounter." Harper's eyes narrowed. "Then we strike first. Let them come to us. We know their weaknesses, and we know our strengths. The galaxy thinks humans are weak. It is time they learn the truth." In space, the alien commanders were furious. Commander Trix had called for reinforcements from distant star systems. Massive ships, some twice the size of their original fleet, were now moving toward Earth. Their confidence was shaken, but arrogance remained. "They will not survive our next strike," Trix said. "We are smarter, stronger, and prepared. This time, humanity will fall." But the Deathworlders were ready. Luke Morgan's squad had studied the alien fleet, predicting their movements and preparing ambush points. The galaxy may have underestimated them once, but not twice. As the alien fleet approached, Deathworlder ships launched from hidden positions, striking swiftly and disappearing before the aliens could respond. Missiles tore through engines, energy blasts disabled shields, and confusion spread among the alien ranks. The first clash was brief but devastating. Small Deathworlder ships moved with incredible speed, exploiting every weakness in the alien formation. Capital ships that had once been untouchable were now vulnerable. Luke's voice came over comms. "Focus on the command ships. Cut off their coordination. The rest will follow." Mara and Lila struck from above and below, hitting the command vessels simultaneously. Ben's ship rammed a cruiser, disabling its engines. Within moments, the aliens were thrown into chaos. On Earth, Claire and Harris watched the reports, barely able to keep up with the speed of the battle. "They're unstoppable," Claire said. Harris shook his head. They are more than unstoppable. They are a force the galaxy cannot ignore. Every move, every strike, it is perfect. They fight with the will of their planet behind them. Even distant alien observers could not believe what they saw. These humans, one said, voice trembling, they survive and strike with precision, unlike anything in the galaxy. They are not ordinary. They are Deathworlders, another whispered. The galaxy has made a terrible mistake. As the battle raged, the Deathworlders continued their assault, leaving alien ships disabled and scattered. But Luke knew this was not enough. We must show them that Earth itself will not fall. They attack our planet. They attack our people. They will pay a price they cannot imagine. Orders were sent to all Earth defenses. Energy cannons powered up, city shields rose, and fighter squadrons moved into positions around the planet. Earth was ready to defend itself, and the Deathworlders were ready to lead the charge. The alien commanders, desperate and confused, realized they had underestimated their enemy yet again. They had not only met humans who could survive the impossible, they had met humans who could dominate the impossible. As the stars shone brightly above, the galaxy began to take notice. The humans of Deathworlds were not just survivors, they were warriors, strategists, and a force of nature unlike anything the universe had ever faced. Luke Morgan's voice echoed across comms one final time for the day. The galaxy thought they could ignore us. They thought they were stronger. They were wrong. And they will learn it again and again. We are humans. We survive. We fight. And we will not be defeated. We and Sen. Even as the alien fleet regrouped and the battle lines shifted, one truth became clear. Humanity, forged in Deathworlds, was now a force the galaxy could not ignore. And the universe would never be the same.